Well, I think the group showed a lot of character, dealing with a lot of roster movement over the last couple of weeks, and playing the way we've been playing. The ability to come from behind in a couple of big games and pick up some points, I thought was really big for the group. And it's nice because now we get a few key guys back. We expect the Jardin, Leonard, and Shasma all back this weekend, as well as Brady Vale's back too. So that's a big boost to the team.
Now, you guys have been busy with a lot of games in a short period of time. It continues this weekend with 3 games in 3 days. Just talk about when you guys prepare for this. Do you guys have to prepare differently, knowing that you have so many games in such a short period?
No, that's a good question. Obviously, the schedule's that way all throughout the year. We have multiple 3 games in 3 nights. This past week was probably more difficult because we had to travel. We had 4 and 5, which that's a little bit more difficult. But there's some teams in the league that had back-to-back 4 and 5. So the scheduling sometimes is not at its greatest, but that's just everybody has to deal with it. So I think as a coach throughout the week, when you have 3 and 3, you want to obviously start early on in the week with some high tempo, but then obviously taper it back a little bit to try to save the energy for the games.
And then this week, you guys take on Wheeling. What do they bring to the table? What have you guys been able to watch any film on them yet and check them out?
Yeah, they got they're Wheeling's always a good team, and it starts with their affiliate. There's a couple affiliations in the league that are very good. They believe in development from the top down through all layers with the NHL, the AHL, as well as Wheeling, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Obviously, they always are good at all 3 levels, and Wheeling's at the bottom end of that. So they got a lot of depth. 6 good D, 10 good forwards, 2 good goalies, and they're well coached. So there's no holes in their team. We're just going to have to go out and outwork them.
So what's been the biggest key to Sean Slodowski's start this season?
Well, I think for him this past couple weeks, I think when you're going through some lineup changes and stuff like that, you need your leaders to really lead by example. And Sean did that last year for us, and he's continuing to do it this year for us. He had a huge week, played a big role in us getting those points that we earned this past week when our roster was decimated. So he's a guy that I can really lean on as a coach.
Now, you said that the guys were adjusting well to the roster changes. What else have you done that the Komets been doing well as a unit?
I think defensively, we've been tightening some things up. We've been better on the back check for a while there. We were giving up way too many odd man rushes. So the shorthanded goals were obviously unacceptable. So some of those things we wanted to get cleaned up, as well as our goaltending. I think our goalies, we had some goalie practices. We weren't getting the goaltending that we were looking for. The goalies have done a great job of bearing down in practice and putting in some extra work in practice. And I thought that really helped us out this past week. Both goalies played well.